But anyways, what I'm feeling and hearing as a thread is that thread of moderation, of the middle path, and that it's just everywhere. It's like, I can watch the news, but what I've been thinking lately is like, I'll watch the news maybe once a week, maybe for 15 minutes in a digest, and that's all I need. And I'll kind of know enough of what's going on. I don't have to do any of the feeds or any of that other stuff. And I just feel like kids today, or everybody today, really needs to insulate themselves. Like, I think that from my perspective is, I heard it once said by somebody recently that in today's era, kind of more than ever, wellness requires an asceticism. Like, you have to unplug if you want a certain degree of wellness. You just can't stay fully engaged, or there's gonna be dis-ease. It's just not really possible in the technological world that we're in. And I don't know. That's my take on what you just said. I want to hear what that sparks in you.
I don't know if that's true or not, but it kind of sounds true. I can't think of another way to counter that program that's being jammed down our throat by a culture that's more interested in us buying their products than actually being well, than to not allow that culture to implant its program in our head. And unplugging seems to be a big part of that. Another side of it for me is also being accepting of the way it is. All I can do is, speak to people like you and try to put this message out on your podcast and other podcasts and books. And, I go to yoga class right now. I teach 3 times a week, and I try to reinforce this message into the people in my classes. And, website, Instagram, whatever, all these places that I can contact people. You can be on social media. I tell people that, there's plenty of people out there on social media, kind of like you right now, that are doing good things.
Yeah.
You have to be also discerning about what you put in, because, there are places on the internet that are just as benevolent as these other places that are malevolent.
Yeah.
And, you need to be discerning about it. But as far as what I was about to say is, for me, I also have to be accepting of the way things are. I'll give you a little story about when my son was a little young, like really young, like, I don't know, 5, 6. I remember he burnt himself, right? And I remember feeling really happy that he burned himself. Good burn, too. It was really good. And I was really happy because, as a parent, my job is to protect him, right? And, I know that fire is dangerous. And now I know that he knows fire is dangerous.
Yeah, right.
Right? And so now when I leave the house, I'm not worried about him playing with the stove or playing with matches, because he knows fire is dangerous. In other words, sometimes you have to burn yourself to wake up.
Yeah.
Right? And so when I look at the planet right now and all that's happening is, I look at it like we're destroying ourselves perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because me and you we were just talking a little bit ago about the perfection of nature. Right? We were talking about the perfection of nature and how everything's happening perfectly. So can't we say right now we're destroying the planet perfectly?
Yeah.
Like, maybe we have to make things so bad that it actually wakes us up to what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the way we learn, like the child burns himself, right?
That's so true.
Do you know that science has looked at the crust of the earth? And they've seen that the earth has been totally, utterly destroyed, like 9 different times.
Yeah, right.
Like almost all life on planet Earth was wiped out. With ice age, this, that, the other, right? So can we argue that us humans are destroying the planet perfectly?
Yeah.
Like, we're doing our job perfectly, right?
Yeah.
And maybe, I don't know for sure, but maybe, I know me and you are doing the best that we can do to avoid that, because we are following our passion and our desire.
Yeah.
But along with following that passion and desire, we also have to be accepting of what is.
Yeah.
That's the great balancing act. So let's say we're destroying the planet perfectly, and maybe things got to get really bad before they get better, because that's the way humans learn. This is the planet of challenge.
Yeah.
Through challenge, humans grow.
Right.
Maybe this is the challenge, and maybe this is going to propel us to eventually protecting nature, if there's anything left to protect.